Hey, I'm not sure I could hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah.
How you doing, man? How was your? I didn't get a chance to see the pictures. I had some
Right.
shitty reception. I'll take a
Yeah,
look.
no. Yeah, it was good. Decent photos. The actual mountain, like Mount Rainier in the center, was in fog most of the time, so I don't think I ever got a clear shot of Mount Rainier itself. But the surrounding territory is pretty cool. Mountains and streams and a lot of like log benches over rivers. There
Oh
was
yeah,
one pretty wet day. Like I spent like 11 hours with wet feet on the second day. It was like lightly raining, and there was a lot of terrain that was like the trail kind of was a slight stream, and there was wet grass like ankle high. So it was just like soaking our feet like constantly all day. Uh, there was one part too on that day where we went up to like a high point and there was like a little bit of snow up there and a little bit of wind, and with the light rain it made it like kind of cold and uncomfortable, and the trail was like hard to follow. So it was definitely like this moment of I'm glad we picked the right direction, because we could have got stuck sort of up in this like exposed region and just been cold for a while. But after
yeah,
maybe an hour or so, we got down to like a meadow area, more forest, and then it was like warm again. But it was a cool example of how you can kind of get stuck in like uncomfortable regions in these mountain environments.
yeah. There's lots of climates there.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. I'll take a look at the pictures. I completely forgot you sent them, and then as soon as I start talking to you, I'm like, oh yeah, shit, you sent me pictures.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, I would always, if I, as I do like these races more now, I want to film and photograph more. Like, I didn't do much this time. I just took the occasional photograph. I sort of realized like even GoPros only have like a 4 hour battery life. So I wouldn't be able to just like have a GoPro the entire time on, which would be, it would be nice, but a GoPro would have to last for like 4 days if I wanted to just film everything and edit afterwards. But even then, it would be too much footage like size. So maybe I would.
Yeah,
I wonder about like if I could get like a GoPro on a stick where I just like hold a button to record, and then when I release the button, it basically like powers down. Maybe that would be nice to just get video clips very easily, so that I could get almost like I could tell the whole story of every path and stuff like that.
yeah. I mean, they make
Mm-hmm.
chips incredibly small and light, and they like have capacity of like 500 gigabytes these days. I'm surprised you'd be able to fill
Mm.
that up with a run. Like for instance, like what are those little chips for the Nintendo DS I just got for
Yeah, super. Yeah,
Naomi's
a lot of
nieces?
space. Yeah, space is kind
Yeah,
of more solved. It's typically like battery power, and if you want, I don't know, 720p or 1080p, like good high definition video, it'll eat the battery. And then you kind of have the opposite problem of if you collect too much footage, like multiple hours, it's like it makes the editing job difficult. So then I guess,
yeah,
yeah, I guess it sort of requires just, I always feel like, if I could just have a thing recording all the time, I wouldn't have to think about it. But then, yeah, it shifts. Like I would have to think about it more in the editing room rather than if I'm grabbing like clips, I need to constantly be thinking like, what should I be filming, so that I can pull out the camera and film the right moments. But yeah, this time, but it's also hard, like focusing on the race kind of takes so much concentration. You're always like thinking about what your body needs, that it's hard to have this second mind for like recording the story also. And then I guess
yeah,
I'm like usually running with other people actually. So if I was alone, it would be easier to like do a monologue and film. But when I'm with people, it's more just like it's entertaining to talk to them in the moment, and
hmm
kind of awkward to like film them too much or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I'm walking my family dog for the first time because I'm not usually at the house, and so I'm now staying with him for a month because living with my girlfriend's driving me nuts. It's too small of a place, and Toronto
Mm.
is too expensive. I mean, we probably could, but there's other things to spend money on.
Hmm.
So I'm walking the family dog. This is probably the first time in her entire life she's been let off leash. And she doesn't know what to do with herself. She's like fucking going around in circles and like following scents and stuff. But guarantee you, the way my family is, she's never been off leash. Now I'm smart. I just let go of the leash. That way, when she comes near me, I can just step on it because she's fucking quick. But I think dogs should be free. I think they should be able to roam and enjoy their life. She's cooped up in the house most of the day. She goes for her walks like maybe once a day, but she's let out to poop and then brought back in, and she's cooped up. So it's like, I think animals should be free. They really should be.
Yeah. It's
Part of me
basically
doesn't
like
want to
us.
lose her.
It's like the same thing as us.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Like, part of me doesn't like. She's not my dog, so I don't want her to run off and lose her, and then my aunt fucking kill me. But that's the only part why I'm reluctant, because I don't know this dog. But she seems to be kind of within a certain radius of me, which I like. So I'm walking through the park that I went to school in as a kid. Very different, like different trees. A lot of them are the same, but there's a lot of different trees. And so there's a big open field here. Actually, I'm going to barefoot this because wow.
So there was a park. There was a park attached to your school.
Yeah, that's completely different now. They changed it. I liked it before. So I'm wearing Crocs that have holes in them. That's how long I've worn these for. And I ordered another pair, but even though they were the same size, they were too big, so I have to exchange them. So these have holes in them, so I have duct tape, and the duct tape is doing its job a little too much, and it's very sticky, and my feet are not happy. So, but these things, like I've done all my backpacking trips in them, right? So, anyway, we're walking, and I just thought it was interesting. Like, this is probably the first time she was let off leash. I just think people are like, I hear my aunt screaming at the dogs because they're like doing something she doesn't want, and just like that's what woke me up this morning, because I'm started this last night was my first night, and yeah, I don't think that's effective. I think there's ways to train your dog, and then
right, yeah, more positive reinforcement. Yeah, sometimes I think that like sometimes animals just want attention, and if they know that you'll engage with them, the easiest thing for them to do is just cause trouble so that you'll pay attention to them. And sometimes maybe they don't care if it's yelling at them. They'll just do whatever if they're bored.
Yeah, like she's super hungry for attention all the time. She can't get enough. She's starving. And she's really after this rabbit. But yeah, she's not walking with me anymore. She's doing her own thing. So come on. She doesn't really listen. So
I've heard there's a type of dog, like I guess a husky dog. They have like no attachment to the owner, in the sense that if you let them off leash, they'll just like leave. And they'll like leave for a couple days, yeah, and they'll like show up back at the house a couple days later for some food, and you can sort of like trap them again. But yeah, if you drop the leash, they'll just, like my coworker was saying one time, yeah, he just accidentally dropped the leash, and the dog just like looks at him for a second and then like runs off into the forest, and then a few days,
bitch, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I was trying to think like what's going on in the dog's mind, and maybe the dog is thinking like, the dog has finally come of age and you're telling it, time to go hunt on your own. So it runs off thinking like it's supposed to go hunt and then come back, when it's proven itself or something. And it's like, no, I just dropped that by accident.
Yeah. Huskies will fuck off like it for whatever reason. If they're looking for a mate yeah. I like huskies. They were my favorite dog. I always wanted one, but they run really, really hot. They have to be active all the time. They're not always meant to be indoors.
They're always big too, right? When they're fully grown. Is there tiny? There's no like tiny husky variation?
Not that I'm aware of.
That would be cool.
And they shed a lot. So if I had a husky, they'd be outside. They'd be like a
Oh yeah,
Um,
patio dog.
no, it'd be what am I trying? A ranch dog or something like.
Hmm.
I'd have a property. Honestly, man, if the dog wants to fuck off, the dog wants to fuck off. I yeah. If if we build in my mind, a good enough bond, and they're free and they want to go, then just don't let them go. You know, it's a big countryside. They have good noses. I'm sure they could find their way back.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think animals should be free. But for whatever reason, as humans, we like to make pets out of everything.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And
Once you make a pet out of an animal, it's kind of a bit risky to let them free because they haven't like we built them to not have the instincts, and then we let them go and they can't exactly like fit the environment sometimes. So it's a bit like dicey if it can be cruel or something, as long as we like just give them enough freedom that they can sort of handle without getting themselves into trouble or something.
yeah. Oh, Richard, would you say that you're a relatively clean dude?
I think
Are you
so.
one of those types that just fucking comes to a space and just kit bombs? You know what a kit bomb is, yeah?
Yeah, I like to do that to get organized. I find like that was like after this trip, like everything I had was packed into like one or two bags, and it was getting super messy because I just had like my tent, the dirty campsite. Like there wasn't a space to lay out and organize everything. But as soon as I got to the hotel room after like the 3 days of things getting more and more messy inside the bags, when I got to the hotel room, I just like spread everything out in one big like grid, sectioned off the laundry, did the laundry, like reshuffled everything into like bags organized by category, and that felt so good. Like that was done in like 2 hours. Everything was like perfectly organized, but it required like walking into a hotel room and just like scattering everything all over the room to like start pooling it physically into categories. But yeah, that's I
Yeah,
like
I
doing
don't
that.
know. Maybe we can call that a logic bomb. I don't
Mm.
know.
Yeah,
Like that.
temporary.
That's
Yeah, I
because
guess I
yeah,
think everyone does that, but some people just don't. Like some people start that and then don't finish the organization. They start and don't finish, I guess. But I do everything in like one
I don't even
session.
think that's. Yeah, I don't even think that's in their brain. I think they just come to a space and just fucking kit bomb everywhere, and all their shit's everywhere. Fucking underwear on the fan, kind of thing. You know, like, and then they just never clean it up, and they just maintain that chaos. And if they need something, they just pull from that. It's like everything in its place. Okay. So like, there's like this saying, like everything has a place and everything in its place. But for these
Mm.
people, it's like their place is anywhere,
How do they? That's the
and
thing
like
though. Is like there's always a couple of items that people need, and I would assume there's like a correlation. Like those kind of people are. They would always be like looking for a specific item, unless like maybe they have like a memory where they can just kind of remember the last place of everything. But for me,
I don't
I
know.
always put like I have like my keys and my watch and my phone, like they're always in like the same pocket, the same place on the shelf. That's the only way I
Yeah,
remember where they are, basically.
I have like a little shoulder bag that
Mm.
has all my stuff contained all the time, like my yeah,
Yeah.
AirPods, phone, keys, wallet, supplement, like my enzymes that I need. Everything is just sort of
Yeah.
self-contained.
It's nice
I'm
to
always
just
like main.
like, yeah, like if you open that one bag and just look into it, you can tell if you have everything or not. That's a nice, like, solid feeling.
Yeah, and my laptop bag's the same thing. Laptop stays in there. I have all my cords, everything packed up all the time. And if I need it, if I have to charge something, that's when I take it out. So
Mm.
yeah, everything is like in its place and everything's very deliberate and simple. So if I have to pick up and go to a cafe, it's just boom, done, can
Yeah.
go. I don't have to look for my cables or show up at the cafe and be like, oh fuck, I forgot my charger because it's all there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I get it. You gotta spread your shit in order to organize it. Yeah, it's part of the process. But like I come to the family house, stuff's everywhere all the time, and it just lives there. It's like it becomes cluttered, you know? Baby, hey, stop.
Hmm.
You guys
Have
look
you
at the
heard of
fucking thing
that?
going over. Hey,
Uh,
She has a thing going up her cooch. That's not nice. She doesn't understand what's happening. She's just like, I'm getting this fucking wedgie. Sorry, what's your question?
There's a person called Marie Kondo. You've heard of have
Oh
you heard of that
yeah,
name? Yeah, I read that book at
yeah.
one point, and I had a bit of fun, like just sorting through everything. And there was, there's always like a large amount of stuff that I own at any time that I can just get rid of, and then you have the extra space for more things, and that's nice.
Yeah, so I watched the Mary Kondo series, and then I watched the home edit, and it gave me some tools, like a way to approach things. So like you put everything into a pile and you process things, and then once that's done, then you contain it, organize it, based off category. And Mary Kondo like has a certain way of folding things, which I think is interesting. But as a minimalist, if you want to be organized, just be a minimalist. Have
Yeah.
only what you need. Running a light wash once every 5 days is not a big deal. And if you have merino wool workout clothes, seriously, you don't have to wash them every time. You just hang them up and they're bone dry. They don't smell. It's fucking golden. But people are wearing polyester, and polyester is bullshit. It's it's terrible. It emits, not emits. It what's the word I'm looking for? When you wash it, it breaks off microplastics
Hmm.
in the water. They hold moisture, they hold bacteria, they stink, they don't breathe well. They're just a terrible technology. And yet that's like what Costco sells. I'm like, why is everything so cheap at Costco? I'm like, oh, it's all polyester.
Hmm.
So I go to thrift stores and I will pay $5 for a 100% cotton t-shirt, which is crazy. It's like, really? Cotton is a natural fiber. It's not the best, but way better than polyester.
Hmm.
So for like working out, if you work out every day like I do, well, I aim to anyway, I just use the same outfit. And sure, there's some additional wear and tear. But when I go to replace that, I'm like, I feel like I really got my use out of that one outfit.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
for footwear, I just rock Crocs for everything. So socks are only like a fall, actually more of a winter thing. I'd rather just barefoot, to be honest. But Crocs are there because,
Hmm.
asphalt and civilization.
Yeah, I don't, there's a brand of sock that I just recently came across called like Darn Tough, and apparently the guarantee is if it ever gets a hole, you can get a new pair of socks for free. I don't know where exactly that brand is
Mm-hmm.
sold. In like REI is where I got them. I don't know what they seem to be some kind of wool, maybe merino wool. But I
Yeah,
was
Icebreaker
interested
had that.
because yeah, a lot of my socks get holes, so I wonder about these ones.
Icebreaker had the same deal until they changed it. Now it's like
Hmm.
a 1 year dog. Jeez, you keep stepping over the leash like a dum dum. Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, fuck you, we're not replacing that sock." And I was like, "Oh yeah, thanks so much for your lifetime warranty that you've changed to 1 year." Like when they make a change of policy like that, they need to grandfather the people before. In my mind, if you have a receipt that's before the policy change, which I have, grandfather me. Like
Hmm.
I bought this because you said something, and now you change your policy. It's like false advertising. You can't fucking do that. What do you think, dog? One more loop? All right, let's go. I'm gonna make her tired.
Yeah, occasionally,
So she doesn't go back.
like I find my cat likes to have these like at most like 15-minute playtimes. Usually like sometimes if my cat's in the mood, it'll be like once a day, 15-minute playtime, then it'll be tired. And then sometimes it just doesn't. There'll be like periods of time where it just does its own thing. And then for a couple weeks when I get home, it'll like walk to its toy box and request to play. And then
Request,
sometimes
eh?
though it's
With
funny.
what? With a
Yeah, it's
yeah,
funny.
with a
Like
memo.
yeah, yeah, it like meows, and then if I'm walking across the room, it tries to guide me over to the box where there's like it's like toy wand is. Uh, but then I'll take out the wand, and then it's like it's not into playing right away, and maybe then it jumps in the box and looks at other toys or something, and it's funny once. Then if you find like a toy it hasn't seen in a while, it'll play for a bit. But it's funny how like it just the cat the cat's like body wants to play, but the cat doesn't like understand that. So it's kind of just this weird like you have to play with it to convince it that it's playing, and then it'll be excited for a while until it gets tired.
Yeah, cats definitely need to be stimulated. I mean, like, come on, they're apex predators.
Yeah, it likes to do a
Yeah,
lot of pouncing.
yeah, of course.
It's funny
There's a
yeah, you like wave
huh?
toys around it and like it'll like not react at all, but if something moves in just the right way, then it like immediately it's engaged and it's pouncing, and you can tell like you can just kind of trigger it with certain movements.
Yeah, if you're acting like a fucking psycho and you're like, like tossing the wand left and right, like
Yeah,
crazy,
it
and it's like,
doesn't.
okay, that's not a real thing. But once you move it slow enough, it's like, oh, that might be real.
Yeah.
Fuck it up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So what I was
funny.
getting at
Yeah.
is, yeah, go for it.
Oh no, yeah. I was just that's it's a funny idea of the cat. Like once it believes something is real, that's what triggers it. you know, it's funny.
Yeah. Well, what I was
Mhm.
getting at with like minimalism is like people accumulate shit and they accumulate more stuff and they just don't let go of the old stuff. And then they have to find a place for that old stuff. And then they forget they had the old stuff to begin with. That's one part of the issue. The other problem is that they have no inventory management skills at all, where they have new stuff and they forget that they have new stuff and they go buy more new stuff because they don't remember
Yeah.
that they have the new stuff because they don't have a shelving system where they're not organized enough to like see what they have. So like part of the trick of the home edit is transparent containers so that you can see what you have. Mary Kondo has it so that the clothes are folded in a way where they're all visible and presentable, like in a nice way,
Mm.
and it's
Yeah.
not cluttered. Because once something is stacked on top of something else, then you don't know what's underneath it, or you have to chew up bandwidth to remember what's there, which people just forget because life is busy, right?
Hmm.
So the trick is really, I think, is minimalism. You have just what you need, and that's it. And when you find a replacement and upgrade, then you let go of the old thing. You give it to a friend or donate it. I'm donating a lot of shit. Like, so I took over the guest room, the spare room in the house for a month, to give my relationship my partner a bit of breathing room and, basically save the relationship because we're about to kill each other.
That's a good
And
call.
yeah, I mean, we got to that point where we were just like, we need to change this or we're done. We're arguing over nothing. So I'll go into particular of that because who gives a shit. But I say to my aunt, hey, coming over and I'm gonna stay for a few days. And I'm like, hey, mind if I stay for a month? She's like, oh, okay, sure, no problem. Because I think it's important to communicate up front what your plan is, so that, like, you don't just show up there and then you're living there forever, right? Like, I have a month,
Mm.
and then I'm gonna figure out something else. And if you offer more time, then that's great. So the spare bedroom, my cousin, thou shalt not name names, and her boyfriend moved into her room. Cousin kind of just chills, doesn't have to pay rent or anything like that. Is really in an ideal situation to save money to never buy a house because you can't do that anymore in Canada unless you inherit or you
Right.
work you inherit some money or you work a really well job. This poor dog is like going to choke herself out. Why are you choking yourself out? God, walk with me, dude. So anyway, her boyfriend moves in. I don't know if he has options or what, like why they decided to move into a room together. But the upstairs kitchen and living room is sort of like a common space. My grandmother is there. She's independent. Not doing too well. And then there's the spare room. And so the spare room is right across from my cousin. And so what's been happening is it's like their storage room, overflow room. They dump their laundry on the bed to eventually get around to folding it. It accumulates garbage. And then when a guest wants to stay, they just move stuff off the bed and then let the guest stay in a shit room. It's fucking just, it's actually kind of rude to offer this room up to people, now that I think about it. So I basically said, I come in and I'm like, they set up a room up downstairs, which was too small for what I need, which I appreciate. And I just like, I'm taking over this room. And I tell my plan to my cousin. I'm like, I'm going to, pick yourself off the bed, fold it, put it in the laundry basket, or you can do it. because she didn't want to do it that day. It's like, well, I'm going to do this tomorrow, and I'm going to leave everything on the bed, Mary Kondo style, and you let me know what you want to keep, what you want to store, and what you want to throw away. And I will facilitate everything because I'm coming in and I'm stepping on your dick and changing your life. But this isn't your room to take over in the first place. And here's cannabis. Tribute for me causing you stress because that's what I do. I make things better, but people don't like change. So she didn't do anything except take her laundry. There was a whole bunch of other shit in there on the bed. She didn't process anything. So I'm like, all right, cool. I need this room. So I take everything I put in the living room, and I'm just like, well, we'll deal with it tomorrow together if you want. But all your shit's out in the open. Everything. So, and I just moved my stuff in, and I'm trying to like make it homey, and that's where I'm at right now. Where it's like this. I just got sheets from Costco. They're in the wash right now. I'm gonna put the bed condom on because my other cousin who is over is a filthy fucking squirrel. Like the pillows are all stained, the bed is stained. And here's the funny part is like my aunt, as soon as she got that mattress, got a bed condom. But my cousin was so fucking lazy, didn't even put the bed condom on. And the mattress is like stained in 20 shades of different brown and fucking yellow. And it's like, this is just disgusting. So it's like, I'm putting the bed condom on for tonight. And then eventually I'm going to find like this purifying spray that somehow isn't toxic. And just like purge the fucking thing. But
So is that like a rubber thing that is like waterproof?
Yeah, it's waterproof. It's nasty proof.
Yeah.
But I messaged my partner and I'm just like, how do fucking people live like this? Like she has ADHD, a little bit of autism, some other stuff. Very like chaotic and very unorganized at times. Leaves clothes on the ground, and she's like 100% better than that. And I'm just like, I walk into like a destroyed room. How can people live like that? How can people have a room in the house? It's a guest room. It's a fucking nightmare. Like I don't get it, dude.
Yeah, it's like because they live like that, it makes it harder for them to be organized, and because they have the extra room, they end up using it like accidentally almost. So that it's almost like for those people's benefit, if they didn't have access to the other things and they were organized, like they did have cleanliness around them, I feel like they would be enabled to be more organized. It's like a two-way feedback loop or something.
And then they complain they're stressed. But
Yeah.
It's like, if you want like peace and serenity in your home, have less shit, have more space. Like we're not supposed to be in confined spaces as a species, if you think about it. Like we're not. We evolved, and well, I can go into our evolution and stuff, but outdoors, we are the ones that created these houses and structures to confine ourselves. And if it's too small of space, it feels it. I mean, we feel it. Our psyche feels it. I don't know. Like I'll sit in a room, and if there's any clutter at all, like sometimes like when I'm in cluttered homes, stuff is like halfway to the ceiling, piled up. I don't even know what. My brain tries to process every single item that it sees to figure out what to do with it. Yeah, my brain does that.
Yeah.
And if I can't take action, and if my brain if I can't take action to actually solve it, it drains me. It actually makes me tired because like the cogs are turning and nothing can happen to change the situation. So
yeah, I can
anyway,
relate
I'm gonna make
to
the room
that.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to that, and I have to head out in a minute, but
Right.
sounds like you're making progress with that. You're saving that room, saving that room's life.
Yeah. Make it perfect. Hang up the pictures with the double Velcro picture things. You get those from Costco too. They're really good. To drill holes in your wall. Dog, come on, man. Are you choking herself out? They used to be smarter. I think we just bred them into the fucking ground. I don't know if they... Yeah, she just like choked herself again. It's not survival. It's not natural selection or survival of the fittest anymore. It's survival of the friendliest. And then friendly animals aren't always the smartest. So. Well, dude, good talking to you.
All right.
Sorry it wasn't a full hour, man.
Yeah.
But
No worries.
hopefully next Tuesday. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have a bit more routine now that I'm slowing down. So, all
Yeah. Sounds good.
right, dude. Well, have a good
Yeah.
night and try again.
Yeah. All right. See you.